Lagos has been in this arena for a very long time. 200 years ago, we know what happened. We're now trying to bring our brothers and sisters from wherever they are back home. And you cannot do that by sitting here and talking to people wherever they are. We need to come together, enter into projects, live together as we used to be, and as we have all gathered here. We are here to launch one of such programs, which will bring our brothers and sisters in the diaspora back to their roots. The Wakanda project is very, very good, and is going to benefit people here and our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. It is through these sort of relationships and coming together that we realize who we are, where we come from, and standing on that build the formidable future which we all need at this moment. We have been relegated to the background for a very long time, and it is up to us to show the world who we are, what we can do, and it can only be done when we come together. This is the beginning of such togetherness, and I'm glad that we are all gathered here this afternoon to witness this. It's the beginning. The enthusiasm with which we have all gathered here is commendable. Let us continue like that. As brothers, there may be obstacles, but when there are obstacles that we have together, we can surmount whatever obstacles that we find in our way. Let us come together and show the world what we as Africans do. So with these few words, I agree to chair this function with my brother here, and we hope that we'll have an enjoyable time. By the time we meet here, we'll go back home with a different set of mind that we are going to join hands with our brothers and sisters. We are going to unite the Africans wherever they find themselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nana, for that acceptance and message. Right, so we are doing this program with our partners who are across the world. Some are following the program from the United States of America, United Kingdom, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, and all parts of the world. So let me acknowledge Her Excellency Anna Tihombo Kwao, who is a former African Union representative to the United States of America. She is also one of the key partners to this project and the event that we are having here. So, Your Excellency, we are privileged to have you connected with us this evening in Ghana and morning in the United States of America. We are grateful for the partnership, Your Excellency. We have other members of the African Diaspora Development Institute also connecting with us via Zoom and also on Facebook. I will take this opportunity to acknowledge all of you. We have about 500 followers who have joined via Zoom, who are all members of this partnership. I cannot acknowledge all of you, so forgive me, but we acknowledge your presence on Zoom online with us this evening. On this note, I'll hand over to Rabbi Kohen Halevi, our moderator, to continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I would like to give all honor, praise, and glory to the Supreme Creator of the universe, the one by whom we live, move, and have our being, and to the spirit of our great African ancestors, upon whose shoulders we stand and legacy we continue. with our chair, also remember Nanakwesi Atta, the Vice Chancellor, to all the dignitaries that are here. Also on Her Excellency, Ambassador Ericana Kwao, and all of those who are in the international community. I would like to welcome you. This is not the welcome address, but it's just my welcome to all of you who are tuned in. Like most of you here, I'm also very anxious to see the rollout of this wonderful vision that I've most recently been informed of myself, and anxious to also hear the details. I've been asked to be your moderator this afternoon, and once this project is targeted to benefit Cape Coast, I didn't see any avenue whereby I would decline the opportunity to lend my support. But I'm also looking forward to hearing the details and the layout of this program today. Now, we've had an opening prayer that we're accustomed to, but since this is also something celebrating Africa from an African-centered perspective, we want to bring the spirit of Africa in by having the pouring of libation, the African prayer, as we say. So we want to start with that. All right. So we are going to move forward in the program by asking for the cultural group that is here today to be able to give us a cultural performance here or display of their gifts that they prepared for this program this afternoon to be able to come forward right now. So let's give a round of applause for those members of the cultural group putting on the artistic display. Round of applause for that nice welcoming performance there. So now we're going to continue with the pouring of libations as mentioned earlier, so that we again start off right by inviting and invoking the spirit of our ancestors.
Yẹn nuanom ekezi amanase na wɔdze dɛm dwumadzi reba ɔman Igbo yi na wɔaka Ghana na Africa man nyinaa. Dɛ nnɛ wɔdze reba ha dze ɔmo atena ase na ɔnyɛ atenka wɔ Igbo aman mu, Ghana man mu ɛna Africa man nyinaa. Yɛsrɛ yi dɛ Zobel Musu is son, one young to Tanabia, open woman. Watch it with the answer. Bibia, if you are very young ones, so good morning. Bye, bye, bye.
Now we are officially good to go, literally. So once again, as we all know, we are very excited today to be here for this occasion, for this historical occasion. We know that Cape Coast is a historical city and it has much tradition. We know that Cape Coast, again, as I said, is a historical city and it has much rich tradition. And we know that now that we are well into the 21st century, that we now embarked upon a new phase of a new legacy of keeping that historical legacy alive. Before we bring our next speaker on and begin to bring our speakers on, I want us all to observe a moment of silence, because today here in Ghana and Africa and the African world, we lost a great giant. The news came to all of us suddenly, and to many of us are still digesting it. But our former head of state, His Excellency Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rollins, made his transition and joined the ancestors today. And it's only befitting before this formal program begins with its speakers that we observe a moment of silence.
Jesus, 10:49 before you even begin.
And may his soul rest in eternal peace. Well, this year, we know 2020 has been a serious year for all of us around the world, and it continues to be such. But we know all things are in the hands of the Creator. With that having been said, We know we are here for the specific purpose today of outdooring and outlining the vision of the Wakanda City of Return. And we are going to call on our beloved Ambassador, Her Excellency Ericana Tiambori Kwao, to be able to address us today at the African Diaspora Development Institute, who is partnered in this vision with the Cape Coast Metropolitan Assembly to bring this vision into fruition. So we will listen to her and to Dr. Taylor and other speakers who are lined up this afternoon to be able to spell out to us very clearly what this vision is about and what this excitement is about and what we're here for the occasion of. So let us all welcome Her Excellency Ambassador Ericana Tiambori Kwao.
Thank you, Rabbi Cohen. Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you. It's faint.
Thank you.
Try to get the volume up a little more.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I think I have it on as high as I can get it. Is that better?
We can hear you fine here, Madame.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, everyone. To President of Ghana, Nanado, to the Mayor of Cape Coast, Honorable Ernest Arthur, to the Minister of Tourism, Honorable Barbara Oteng Gassi, to Honorable Duncan, the Minister of the Central Region, to His Majesty Kwesi Atta, the Paramount Chief of the Okwa Traditional Area, to His Royal Majesty Nana Abokase Ampua. He is the chair of Abokase Foundation. To Honorable Ababia, Director of the Diaspora Affairs at the President's Office. To Dr. Kojo Taylor, the Chairman of the Wakanda City of Return. To my brother Jimon Honsu, who is our avid supporter and promoter of the Wakanda City of Return. To the ADDI administration team. To the Wakanda City Return City Planning Committee. To the citizens of the city of Cape Coast, as well as people of African descent who have joined us today from around the world. Welcome to Africa, welcome to the city of Cape Coast, and welcome to Wakanda. My name is Ambassador Ericana Tiambori Kwao. I'm the former African Union Ambassador to the United States and the founder and president of African Diaspora Development Institute, an institute that was designed to be the bridge between the people of Africa in the diaspora and the African continent. We are here today to celebrate a momentous occasion, an occasion that has been called upon by our very own President, Nanado. After having declared 2019 the year of return, millions of you flocked to Ghana last year, 2019, and you paid homage to our beloved continent. For those of you who are not aware that of the 80% of the slaves that left West Africa for the Americas, they were pulled into Ghana, and they left Ghana through two ports. One port was at Cape Coast. They called them castles, we call them dungeons. Those who went to North America, they were pulled around the Cape Coast area. And those who were taken to the Caribbean and South America were pulled at the Elmina dungeons. President Nanado felt very strongly that in order for us to complete the journey of healing, let's have a follow-up city, follow-up to the year of return, which was 2019, a place that we can say the children of Africa, descendants of the formerly enslaved, can complete the journey of coming back home. Let us look at the slavers and those who have sought to oppress the Africans and people of African descent around the globe. While they may have succeeded for over 400 years, today marks the beginning of the end, where we can look at them in the face and say, once again, we are the victors. When the descendants of the formerly enslaved can find themselves owning a home, living in Cape Coast, the very last place that their ancestors last set foot on the African soil, the descendants of the formerly enslaved can stand up and look across the Atlantic and say, once again, we are back home. And we are going to honor our ancestors by reminding them, while that it may have taken us centuries to accomplish this mission, finally, we can say the mission is accomplished. We are here to talk about the establishment of the Wakanda city of return in Cape Coast, starting with the very place that our ancestors were taken out of our beloved continent. We could not have found a better place and a more appropriate place to start and build the first Wakanda city of return. We are very grateful to the mayor of Cape Coast, who has allowed us and welcomed us as ADDI to come in and join and partner with the city as well as the country of Ghana to realize this dream, to realize a dream that should have been realized a long time ago. The return of the children of Africa, the acknowledgement of the children of Africa, and giving them a home, particularly starting with Ghana, is a dream that's way past due, but nonetheless, a dream that is now being realized. I am so pleased and honored to welcome all of you to the program that's going to be unveiling what we are calling phase 1 of the Wakanda city of return. We're counting on all of you to pay close attention to what is going to be said today. There will be follow-up meetings monthly to update you about what is going on and the progress that we are going to be making. This is a city that must be built by the children of Africa, for the children of Africa. We're not going to go begging around the world. We're asking all of you to realize that this is the beginning of turning a new page in the history of Africa. We do not need aid. We are very wealthy people if we come together. This city is demanding that we as Black people around the world, we must speak with one voice. We must come together and let the world know once again that only the children of Africa are going to take Africa back to her former glory. Only the children of Africa are going to take Africa back to where we were once the center of the world. Only the children of Africa are going to take Africa back to where we were the owners. We built the houses we lived in, and we owned the brickyard. We sewed the clothes we wore, and we owned the textile mill. We flew in aeroplanes, and we built the aeroplanes, and we owned the airport. We built the railway lines, and we owned the railway lines, and we drove the trains. I am talking about an Africa that is in total control of her economy. That Africa is yet to be built. That Africa is demanding that no more colonization. That Africa is saying the wishes of our Pan-African fathers, starting back to 1963, must be realized. Today, my brothers and sisters, we begin that journey of turning over a new leaf, of building the Africa that we want, of building a sustainable Africa for us, by us. The Wakanda city of return could not have come at a better time. Please allow me and join me in thanking President Nana for giving us this opportunity to continue the journey of healing, the journey of repatriation of our children who have been lost in the wilderness for far too long. Thank you, President Nana. Thank you, Mayor of Cape Coast. Thank you, the King of the Kingdom of Abakase. Thank you, Nana Abakase, and everybody involved in making this event a success. We look forward to continued deliberations, and we look forward to seeing you every month as we update you on the progress of this beautiful city of Wakanda. Thank you again.
As always, your words are very inspiring, and thank you for sharing with us that vision and the spirit behind it, and for reminding us, for us, by us, is the champion words that we hear, and the words that you shared with us. For us, by us, should be our champion clarion call that we take with us beyond the return. At this moment, I would like to also call upon our Vice Chancellor, who we were reminded earlier, not the landlord, but the custodian, to also be able to welcome us here, not just those of us here, of course, in this room, but those of us who are tuned in to us around the world. And again, Vice Chancellor, may you please grace us with your words that you prepared for us today. Thank you very much, and may we receive him with a round of applause too.
Thank you very much, Rabbi. This is a very light speech. I noticed that I'm the only one who was dressed to sweat. Everyone else is dressed for comfort, but I'm dressed to sweat. I have a rope around my neck and sweating. And I guess that the culture has to change. But pardon me, I'm by Vice Chancellor, so I'm expected to do this. I did expect that most of you would come dressed for comfort, and I still decided to dress to sweat. The culture will change as we go. I have a simple but I think yes, very important rule this time, that is to welcome you to this ceremony. And for some very I think that Nana is yet the second permit me to start the protocol as you have already established. And let me just say that I want to thank the organizers of this ceremony for choosing Cape Technical University for this event. I think this is what has afforded me this opportunity to address this gathering, and I do take it for granted. I think we gather, as has already been said, to launch the Wakanda City of Return project. It's a project which, when completed, will boost tourism in Cape Coast, and I understand will create about 3,000 jobs for the people in and around the Cape Coast area. But beyond that, it will also provide a safe refuge for our brothers and sisters in the diaspora to return to every now and then, and probably also more importantly, to relocate to. I think that things are rather hot in the United States of America, and then you need to have a place that you can come to every now and then, and probably a place that you can return to. It would be good to have our brothers and sisters in the diaspora come back home. I think that if we put our resources and strengths and energies together, we can together develop the continent of Africa. I think that this ceremony is historic in all aspects, and I think it's important to pay some tribute to the brains behind the project. I understand that these one, Her Excellency was just spoken, Arena Shikombori, who's the founder and president of ADDI. ADDI is an African Diaspora Development Institute. And there is also Honorable Ernest Afla, who's the mayor of Cape Coast, Dr. Kojo Taylor, who's the chairman of the Wakanda City of Return Project, Nana Obukase Afla, the chairman at Adipa Africa Investments, and of course, all members of ADDI. We say, are you called to you? And we pray that we will go beyond this launch to actual construction of the city sooner than later. I think that the Year of Return project, and probably to some extent the Black Panther movie, though it was just a movie, but I think these are kind of lit a spark in the lives of many Black men and women. I think we're encouraged as we rise up to our full potential. I think there's a lot that we can do as Africans. We have seen ourselves as subservient to the white man for far too long. We sat in classrooms with the white guys and we beat them. We done better than them in the classrooms, not in Africa, but outside UK and other places. So I think that we do not fall behind in any way, but it's only that we now have to rise up. I think that Africa has over the years been a sleeping giant. It is time for us to wake up out of our slumber to be able to take our place in the community of nations. And as President Obama once declared, yes, we can. And I think we also say to ourselves that yes, we can. We can build a city of hope, a city of return. We can transform Ghana. We can transform Africa and turn things around so the white brother prefer to come to us rather than we go to their country. As Vice Chancellor of CCT, I think my primary responsibility is to provide academic and administrative leadership so that my university can provide world-class, high-quality technical university education. I think a partnership with the City of Return project will be a major boost to our activities. So I'm looking forward to this, to a fruitful partnership, and want to welcome all of you physically, those who are here physically, and those who are joined virtually to CCTU, Cape Coast Technical University, where we have an excellent ceremony. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, Vice Chancellor, for those inspiring words and reminding us again the source of this vision, being a Black Panther, and reminding us of those powerful words of the former president, Barack Hussein Obama, yes, we can. I think when we put together for us, by us, and yes, we can, we're on our way. And we certainly can, whatever has been done can be done. And it reminds us when our ancestors were carried away from here and nothing but their loincloth and chains to something that was a wilderness. And in 400 years, though that wilderness into being one of the most powerful nations in the world, the United States of America and the Americas, certainly our return and beyond the return can transform Africa into something beyond our imagination and to the paradise that we would wish that would be in Mother Africa. And it only has to come out of our minds and our committed spirit. Certainly, Wakanda, City of Return, is a part of that vision. So with that having been said, with the visionary and the co-chair of this whole vision, it is also time for us to hear from Dr. Kojo Taylor to also share with us what he has envisioned in the Wakanda City of Return right here in Cape Coast.
Good afternoon and welcome to dignitaries and friends, family in this room. And we also welcome our brothers and sisters and other dignitaries who have joined us around the world to witness this wonderful occasion. We are very proud to be able to present this to you. We think it will take something of this. I think it will take the vision of someone remarkable, people with remarkable vision, to be able to call together our brothers and sisters in the diaspora to join us to unveil something remarkable to the world. I think one wise man said, part of the joys of life is to be able to invest a piece of our lives into the lives of others. Today, in this room and around the world, you have trusted us to invest a piece of our lives into your lives. And we thank you for it. Very grateful for your time. This project is not a project to be taken lightly. It is the collection of ideas and thinking that has gone into it for several years. When ADDI and Ambassador Wakanda decided that they want to build Wakanda Return City, Wakanda One Return City, and starting in Ghana, looking for a place to put it, couldn't have chosen a much better place than Cape Coast. I was born and raised here. I'm a native Cape Coaster.
And I'm so proud to be the chairman of Wakanda One Return City. And I'm happy to join in this mission to make this vision a reality. I think in Africa, particularly Ghana, we have a proverb that says, it takes only one person to kill an elephant for the whole village to enjoy. Whilst I'm not the only one killing the elephant, the collection and collaboration of ADDI as one to kill an elephant for Ghana and the diaspora around the world to enjoy is a great one. I feel so grateful and joyful that I'm part of this mission. We'd like to show you what this mission is all about. For us to be able to create Wakanda One Return City, we have to think of building something that people from the diaspora can come home and feel like they're taking a trip of pilgrimage, to come home and feel the spirit revived, to come home and feel that they are in the motherland. Brothers and sisters here, brothers and sisters away, are all joined together. 400 plus years ago, some of them were separated from us. Physically they did, but umbilical cord never were separated. We're happy all around the world joining us, the diaspora. Welcome back home. We have our open house, and the whole conceptual design and concept is designed to have an open house to welcome you to join us in the mission as one. We were separated physically, but never was it a time that the umbilical cord was ever cut. Now let me show you what this mission is about. What we are getting on board here is a PowerPoint presentation that talks about this program. On the screen, we will show you bits and pieces of Wakanda One City of Return. Okay, what you see here, we look at Cape Coast itself and said its history as a tourist city could not be measured anywhere in Ghana. And yet when we look at Cape Coast as a place, as a tourist center, it didn't have a project that fulfilled the tourism potential it has. And so we thought about creating a project that will allow people to come to Cape Coast, stay here for some time, enjoy its spiritual nature, enjoy the entertainment aspect, enjoy its people through the villages, but also enjoy an environment of futuristic event. Please. The project talks about education. It also has some components of entertainment. It has food. It has hospitality. We're actually touching on a specific sector of tourism called the heritage tourism. And that's the space we are occupying. when the story of slave trade is told, it couldn't be said better than Cape Coast, where the museums all around the world, where the slave dungeon, some refer to it as slave castle, is. We created something within the project called a heritage walk. It's a very interactive way of telling the story of the transatlantic slave trade and the culture of the people before the arrival of the Europeans and through their departure to the shores of America. The project has certain components. It really talks about a story. When we talk about building a city, we're not just going to erect buildings and then just leave it. Remember, we also created a heritage forest project. We're creating a concept that also talks about the ingenuity we had before the arrival of the Europeans. So we talk about the period before the slave trade. We talk about the arrival of the Europeans, show the wisdom of Africans, what we had before they came. We talk about the capture of the slaves and the journey to the coast. Life in the castles, the underground experience. Few of us, except our ancestors, only felt the pain. We'll be able to try and show this. Until the slave trade underground experience will all be depicted in this heritage walk. We'll talk about and show Ghana from time of independence, and then we'll talk through up to modern day Ghana. We'll talk about the giants of Africa. The heritage walk, if you look at the project as it is, on top of the slides, you see like the shape of various African shields. When we go to war, we have these shields to protect ourselves. Our ancestors truly were warriors. And when we talk about spears and shields and protection, conquering and taking over territories, we have that legacy with pride. So we took the inspiration from all of this to create this concept. So if you look at the bottom there, that is, if you look on the roofs, that's actually the shape of the shield, and it's made with thatch. So from this angle, you're looking at the conceptual design of a village within the Wakanda return city called Ezekampo. Ezekampo simply means our forefathers who have gone before us. And so we're going to create this heritage work within the Ezekampo village and that within the conceptual context of the heritage work. If you look on the left side of it, the heritage work project is there. And then there's a black street, a line that goes in between. That's actually a street that separates one side of the street of the project from the other. On the right hand of the street, you will see in front of you, it's the Royal Door of Return. It's actually a 5-star hotel. You see the design there, and I'll talk about it a little bit later as we move forward. But you're looking at a 5-star hotel. When we mean 5-star, we mean truly 5-star. Some of us have had the privilege to travel around the world. We've slept in truly 5-star hotels. And whatever you use to your concept of definition of 5-star, anywhere in the world, is what you will find here in Cape Coast in this project. We've lived with lighthouses. Lighthouse gives us hope to a sailor, and as we have lived through the years with this lighthouse, and it also gave us an inspiration to design a lighthouse concept within this project called the Tower of Hope. So if you look at the right-hand side, it has levels and stairways leading up inside the lighthouse. It's not just staircase to climb up. It is a staircase that each and every single floor has a story to tell. And each story will take quite a bit of time to hear, listen, and go through. This is not staircase you just climb up and down. It's impossible to walk past the storyline and simply climb up. You listen on the way up, you listen on the way down. This is one aspect of the project from behind, and we'll talk about that as we see in the area. This is another part of the design, just to give you a flavor, one section of the Tower of Hope. So you see the design, the African designs on side of the tower. You look at the back of the design, the Heritage Walk architectural buildings. This is to show you the details of the architecture you are going to be experiencing when you come to this place. This area we call the footsteps or footprints in the sand. We want the diaspora who come and spend some time here. Remember, this is you taking a pilgrimage trip. You come to experience the spiritual aspect of your history. Reconnect where the umbilical cord was artificially separated. And so this wall, the wall back there, you see some boxes in front. Actually, those designs in there, I believe there are 6 of them, will be pictures of people with Pan-African legacy and history that we are proud to immortalize their name and faces on this wall. The wall back there is actually 4 stories high. So you actually can appreciate the depth of it in picture. But you will see it standing in front and looking at one of the forefathers, the legacies of Africa, who have inspired us for today to give us the zeal to persist to create something like this. This just shows the cultural dances inside our place. We anticipate that the brothers and sisters in the diaspora who come to experience this project will also come as a family. They bring their children to introduce them to the history of their ancestors. But we also are not naive to the fact that children this age must also be engaged differently. So while we inspire them with our history, we also want to entertain them with family fun. So this gives you an idea of the type of entertainment family activity that the children will come and also enjoy. You see the residential aspect of the project. On top of it, these are what we call villas or chalets or chalets, depending on however, which part of the word you are used to hearing the word described chalets. But those would be residential areas along within the village that people can live. This is another aspect of the hotel accommodation. We talked about 5-star hotel. Not everyone that has that kind of level of budget. But even our 3-star hotel accommodation could still be classified 5-star somewhere else. We don't know. We leave it to the tourists and the industry leaders to define that for us. You're looking at the inside of the residential areas, the chalets that you find within the compound of the Heritage Walk Village. Again, this is the back of it. You don't see it in detail. This actually is made of material that looks like it is wood in design, in appearance, and in touch and feel. We want to be able to show materials of Africa and how you can use it to really create intricate designs that you experience, you live the place, but your mind is still entertained and engaged by the designs you see here. Because you keep comparing it to where you come from, and you say, this is incomparable. Again, sitting on the balcony overlooking the ocean. This is, if you look at the designs here, it's a collection of the five-star hotel and cluster of other houses around it. This was inspired by how Africans live. We live within the village. And so this is the village concept. That's the Royal Door of Return, the five-star hotel. You know, in Africa, not just Ghana, we are inspired by horns. We use horns to talk, to celebrate the royalty. And since we want to welcome back our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, we want to welcome them back with celebration of royalty. And so you hear the horns being used. And the horn actually inspired us to wrap it around that five-star hotel. You see that quiet and that seemed to create an overall shape around the five-star hotel. That is the horn. Why we can't blow it there, we want to use it to welcome a royalty of brothers and sisters. Now you've seen and heard the story of Wakanda One as we try to create the entertainment, the spiritual aspect of it, the welcoming of our brothers and sisters back home. Now let's show you another component of this structure. This Wakanda One City of Return. Within the entertainment concept is also the Wakanda One ADDI World Headquarters. Remember, ADDI's goal is to create Wakanda One in different parts of Africa. We started in Ghana, but we are now ending in Ghana. Ghana just happened to be the gateway of much more Wakanda One to come. The next city we go to, our country, will be called Wakanda 2, Wakanda 3, Wakanda 4. But let's show you what the world headquarters of the ADDI here in Ghana coexisted with the Wakanda city looks like, or within the Wakanda city looks like. You are actually seeing the Wakanda One City of Return. This, you see the shape of it, it's not random houses out there. It's actually the shape and the map of Africa. This is one aspect of entering the project. Inside the business estate where the headquarters, if you're looking for Ambassador Arikana, and you can't find her anywhere around the world, you find her in Cape Coast, in the headquarters, in the middle, right here. From this section entering to the headquarters, you see the two designs. Seems like circular at the bottom, wider at the bottom, narrower on top. It's actually what in West Africa, it's a pot. Pot you can drink water from, you can drink palm wine from, you can drink other concoctions from. So it is a pot that is very cherished to our heart, and it inspires our designs around us. You're looking at from the top, looking down, the headquarters of Wakanda One City of Britain. Again, this is greenery, greenhouse, trees, shrubs coexist with where we will live. And farming, growing our own food. You can't go anywhere now. You don't feel like you haven't left the bush. Even as the city and it's with you, the bush, the greenery. About 3 months ago, of a new airport. Another aspect of the design. Again, you're looking through the tunnels of the shapes, various shapes that exist within the context of Wakanda One ADDI headquarters. Again, from another viewpoint, just to give you a feel of the architecture, the futuristic of this design. Take you and the village into the history. The topic 400-year history. We take you to the present modern day Ghana, and then we thrust you into the future.
None other than Nana Obakesi. We are inviting you, Nana Obakesi, to share with us now your words of inspiration to this noble vision. So let's put our hands together to welcome Nana Obakesi.
Greetings, greetings, greetings. Osabema Kwesiata the second, King of Cape Coast, Nana Kwame King of Amina and Provost of Abukase University of Excellence. Her Excellency Ambassador Alakana Chambai Kwao, founder and president of African Diaspora Development Institute, ADDI. The Vice Chancellor of Cape Coast State University, Professor Owusu Rabbi Corinne Halevi, Executive Director of Benefits Foundation, my brother Kwame Tokyo, Ibrahim Bedu, Executive Director of Benefits Foundation, Richmond Yayabua, Investment Director, Cape Coast Metro Assembly, Mr. Ibrahim Muntari from Obukasi Foundation, and all the beautiful people gathered. After that, Maurice Brasman, all of you, I say Akwaba, thank you very much. This is a very important exercise. This is more than building a city. This is a family coming together. It's a family reunion. It goes beyond a city. It's a spiritual stuff going on right now. A very historic thing happening right now. I would like to say that, let me take it personal. The man you see right there, the moderator, Rabbi Corinne, impacted me so much. Me as a single person. You know, the education that we have in Ghana and in Africa, this education and these systems are systems left for us to keep us in perpetuity as semi-Europeans. We are not Africans. We are just living in Africa. So this city project is a project calling back the African diaspora to come home to impact Africa. For example, the African American economy is the 8th biggest economy in the whole wide world. So as a nation, as people of Africa, if we are able to take this thing seriously, our politicians, our business people, if we are able to take this seriously, to quote our brothers and sisters, to come home, our story will change. China was developed by the Chinese diaspora, and we can learn from that. So this is a very serious project. I will call on Asaberman, and then all the group people of Kepos, the group people of Elmina, and our Kotetia MP of Asebu, all our leaders to rally behind this to ensure it's happening. Also, the youth of Kepos and its emperors, youth of Asebu, Elmina, and the Central Region, PP Matum. I can mention Akotoperi, Manike, Eko Simpson, Antian Bar, Rich Moyabua, Tiflo, Ishon, Mary Amapawa, Kobe Simple, all of you come together, let's push this together. Or you be some. So, there are some people who are doubters. They don't really believe this is happening, but it's happening. I want to assure you that the leader of this project, Her Excellency Ambassador Arkana Shambayokwao, distinguished diplomat and an entrepreneur. She wouldn't like to waste her time. She's an accomplished somebody. I have been to her house, I know her personally, and I know her stuff. She's a doer. So believe in this. Also, Dr. Kojo Benjamin Taylor. He lived in America, he built businesses, he has everything. So branch of what now America, nobody in one, or he is an accomplished person. He could have chosen to live in America, to stay anywhere. He can go and buy a house in Dubai or anywhere else to stay. But for the love of Cape Coast, this gentleman will take to Cape Coast to try to do something different. So let's rally behind this. Rabbi Cohen left America about 27, 28 years ago. He could have been a huge politician here. If you come to a city called Mount Vernon in New York, he's huge. He's huge. Not only in Mount Vernon, but in the whole of New York. He left the comfort and everything, came back to Ghana, and then he's been living all his life trying to push this agenda. He's a doer, and he can lead this to happen. We can talk about Nana Kuhameka the second. Nana has built charter school in Cleveland, Ohio. He's an attorney, a distinguished one at that. He's a behavioral scientist. He's a business person, a community leader. So these people are people that I know they can easily make this happen. Also, our mayor, what we call him, a business-minded person. You know, let's talk more action. He can ensure this happens. He thinks about this. Osabema himself, about 3 years ago, I traveled with him and the regional minister, Duncan, and the mayor of Cripples, and his other. We came round to New York. We were looking for people to help build something similar. That time there was no year of 10. But the paramount chief of Cripples, the king of Cripples, the mayor of Cripples, led a team, including the mayor and the regional minister, to step out to the world to get people like Ambassador Rekana and Dr. Taylor to do something like this. So if they themselves are coming, I believe that Osabama is very happy and is going to ensure that this happens. So this is a very exciting time for us. This is a very exciting time. Ibeman, Asebuman, Ednaman, they will be able to be a mathematics about Yambochi. Yanzi, the Mazi Chinombrado. All of us say, Atade, and they answer now. Yes, we have any good baby will break there, as if in a damn quad war. Yes, may I want you? Yan, secretary, you know, yes, him cannot. What would be any other one of our? And see, Obia will tell the own there, and the Pabiba. Now, opening the answer, no canoe, In the Bible, there's something called Kairos. This is an opportune time. We have the African Continental Free Trade Agreement happening. We have projects, everything is turning to Africa. There's a reason why there's a lot of African conferences happening around the world. There's something special in Africa. Now we get it. The president, His Excellency Akufo-Addo, understands that we need to bring our brothers and sisters home, and it's happening. The Yatan tour of our time, Ambassador Alkana cannot sleep over this. She wants this to happen, and we the chiefs, we the traditional leaders in Ghana and Africa, we are going to support this vision. We are going to make sure that this thing happens. I would like to say, in closing, that we have everything we need to succeed, except us. And we have about 560 Africans from across Africa and the African world, everywhere, on this call right now. It shows our power. It shows that we can accomplish this. So we help us, so we can win. Madam Nana, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nana Obekesi, once again for your vision, for your energy, for your inspiring words. We look forward to your return back home here to Ghana and to Cape Coast. We miss you out there, but we're also proud of the work that you are doing. On this note, we would come to our last speaker, presenter, certainly not least. We just mentioned in the accolades of Nana Obekesi, Nana Kwabena Kra II. So Nana, we welcome you and look forward to your contribution as well.
Thank you very much. I wasn't anticipating making a remark, but I'm told that I haven't met a microphone that I disliked. So I'll try to do my best. Members of the dais, Nana, Dr. Taylor, Vice Chancellor, and others, and all the guests here, I am humbled by the opportunity to make a few remarks. But the only thing I can actually say to underscore what has already been said very well is that we have been languishing. When I say we, I mean Africans around the planet have been languishing in struggles for centuries. We have been hoping for, looking for, praying for opportunities to come our way so that we could see our way. There's an adage that says, nothing is more powerful than an idea whose time has come. I think the powerful idea that we are talking about today is in the minds of the people, perhaps triggered by His Excellency President Akufo-Addo in the designation of 2019 year return. It's almost as though he found and lit a spiritual fuse that has provided some light for all of us to see that the time we have been waiting for is here. We understand, that we've been made to understand, that our destiny and our sovereignty lies within our ability to come together and work as one African people. The 2019 year returns triggered the trip to Ghana by 1 million people. In the process, I think 1 million people gained a different perspective on Ghana and Africa
dispel many of the myths that school has taught us about ourselves, and could see opportunities that they never thought possible. The Beyond the Return and this momentum has triggered the thinking and vision of lots of people to generate new ideas, maybe rekindle and revisit some old ideas. But whatever the case may be, we see the spawning of new futuristic thoughts. The Wakanda Legacy City is one of those visions. I'm humbled to be here. I'm happy to be a part of this historic event, and I pledge to do anything that I'm capable of doing to move it forward. As we say in the chieftaincy, day or night, if you are called, with the exception of sickness, you will respond. So I will extend that oath to this project, and I will respond day or night, with the exception of sickness, and do the best that I can to help it move forward. Thank you so much, Madam.
Thank you, Nana, for those words. And we're reminded of the words again. For us, by us. Yes, we can. 400 years was part of the commemoration that inspired His Excellency the President to proclaim the year of return. And we must keep it in our mind that the 400 years was not just a commemoration, but it was an announcement that the captivity was up, that no longer were we held bound to the shackles of white supremacy, and that Africans could do for themselves, must do for themselves, and will do for themselves. And that doing for ourselves must entail committed action that is instituted, initiated by ourselves, and supported by ourselves, and that we continue in the effort to thinking as a new or a renewed people. So now is the time for us to change our minds so that we can change our actions and be committed to building the kind of world that we'd like to see as a legacy for the next 400 years or 5 millennium, or for 5 centuries, leading into another new millennium. So on this note, we're going to bring these proceedings to a close with a presentation from the Maury Brass Band, as well as Dr. Taylor is going to have a few announcements for us as part of the closing. But I'd like to thank everyone who tuned into this, and not just to tune into it to watch and be a part of a spectator audience, but to also be committed to how we are going to work together to build the Wakanda City of Return, #1. So again, to Her Excellency, Dr. Ericana Chiambori Kwao, to Dr. Taylor, to all of those who graced the occasion today, to the Vice Chancellor, to the Nananoon, to all who are here and all who are part of this session. We'd like to thank each and every one of you. We will take the closing remarks from our chairperson, then we'll bring on the brass band, and I am sure Dr. Taylor will also have the announcements that he'd like to make to us. So, Madam Chair.
Thank you. After a lot of talk and wise sayings, I don't think I have much more to say than to re-echo what our last speaker said. This is the time. This is the time. There have been many times when brilliant ideas come to us, but then the following day, the following month, the idea fizzles out and nothing comes out of it. I hope and I pray that this will not be one of such ideas. This is the time when we as Africans must wake up. Enough is enough of what we have endured. Let us rise up. Let everybody know that this is a new Africa. We do what we say, and we say what we do. So let's all get up. Let us make a resolve as of today that we will all go there and make a difference. Not for ourselves, but to honor our ancestors and to let them know they have not suffered in vain. What they were prepared to do, but for circumstances beyond their control, they couldn't do. We are going to do that to honor their memory and also chart a new course for our children and our children's children, for them to follow our footsteps, make Africa great again. Thank you very much.
Important announcement I'd like to make is this. We have been receiving a lot of questions through the social media and also even people here in this room. If we want to take the time to answer this many questions, we've already been here 2 hours already. We want to be very respectful of your time. Next time you get an invitation from us to participate, we want you to look forward to picking up on the updates. We plan to do this every 4 to 6 weeks as the project is evolving. And so you'll be hearing from us. Each event will be designated for something else. And so we will attempt to answer some of your questions through email, through WhatsApp, through social media. And then also in 4 weeks or so, when we launch again, we will give you updates. And at that time, we'll have much more time reserved for Q&A. Again, keep this in mind. Nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop an idea whose time has come. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Jamon is not on. All right. I just got to know that he was there. So if he's not on, we'll continue with the breakfast.
Yeah, sorry, Dr. Arikana, I didn't give a little bit of a breakdown on myself, but yes, I am Jaiman Unsu, precisely from Africa, Benin Republic, named Jimon Unsu, was raised in France from the age of 12, moved to America to pursue the dream of making movies, and obviously, thankfully, that's what I ended up doing, appeared in various films like Amistad, that was directed by Steven Spielberg, Blood Diamond, Gladiator, Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain Marvel, Tarzan, whatever, the list goes on. But anyways, it's an honor, and I since I've been in America, I've had this dream to champion the idea that our people, if you, I just want to sort of like quickly state this little this notion that if you will, the Jewish community, most Jewish people don't know about their promised land. Most of them know about their promised land through biblical telling. So here there are some, time later, residing, having had a place in Israel and all that. So all I'm saying is, I think it is important and it's imperative for the diaspora to know where they come from, to recall where the DNA is from. And so now in the West, and precisely in America, more and more You know, you have the Jay-Z that are doing their DNA now and finding out that their bloodline is somewhere in the vicinity of Benin, you know, the coastline of Benin and Nigeria. You have someone like Samuel Jackson, who has done his own DNA as well, who found out that he's from the country of Gabon and from a particular tribe in Gabon. And he has journey over there to, you know, to meet with them and to reconnect with his, you know, with his DNA. So all I'm saying is all those countries, and it is imperative that, you know, we do this now, that Ghana is championing this idea of reconnecting and reconciliation and reconnecting with the diaspora. And I couldn't say any more than that. And this is exciting, and I'm proud to be a child of the continent and that is championing this idea as well.
Thank you, Brother Jimon. We are definitely looking forward to your help in identifying some of those brothers who have done their DNA and are desirous of reconnecting with the journey home. As you can see, we are on the move to see to it that city becomes a reality. I have been following a lot of the questions that were coming out as we were going through the program. A lot of you are interested in getting involved. As you all know, ADDI, our mission is we are like the mother with many children. Children come home to ADDI to discuss issues, to discuss the problems that are going on in our village. And out of those meetings at home, activities are going to come out, solutions are going to come out. The implementation of those solutions is going to be outside ADDI, which is a 501c3 organization. We need funding in order for us to actualize a lot of the projects that we have in the pipeline. The City of Return in Cape Coast is our flagship program that we are going to need a lot of work. We've got teams of engineers assembled, teams of architects assembled, doctors who are going to be strategizing on how to bring the best healthcare system that can be brought to Ghana. We have educators who are going to be strategizing on how to change the curriculum, educational curriculum for Africa, because what we have currently is what was brought to us by the missionaries who had instructions to teach us how to read, but not to reason.
Yes.
We are strategizing on how to set Africa on the right agenda. We are strategizing on how to build a Wakanda One City of Return that can be a showpiece, a display of how the future of Africa can be. We can do this. I know for a fact, if we are all committed, if we all come together, in the diaspora, I often say, to whom much is given, much is expected. There are over 300 million diaspora. If we just take 1 million and everybody commits to $1,000 a year, that's $83 a month. Can you imagine how much money that is? And now let's do it every year to perpetuity. We do not need aid. We do not need to look outside ourselves for what we need. We are asking all of you to go to ouraddi.org and donate to ADDI so we can continue the good work that we are doing, so we can send some of you to Wakanda to go and begin to look and strategize and organize, so we make sure that this dream is a reality. But for those who are able to travel, we need to be able to fund them to travel to Ghana, to accommodate them while they are there. Those who have to do work to prepare the ground for Wakanda to be a reality, that is the job of ADDI, to create and pave the way so the children of Africa can do what they do best. So I'm asking all of you to go to ouraddi.org and donate. We are looking to raise at least $1 million as ADDI, because we have calculated that this is how much we're going to need if we are going to actualize the projects that we have lined up, starting specifically with Wakanda One City of Return. I cannot overemphasize to you the importance of this city. I have never known what it feels like to go through life generation after generation without knowing where you come from. And that is precisely what the descendants of the formerly enslaved have been subjected to for centuries. Africa has got to fix this. The children of Africa must come back home. It has taken us centuries for this to happen. But the point is, it is now happening. President Nana Addo has put out the call. It is now up to us to answer that call. No more excuses. Before we were complaining, well, he has called us. He has given us land. The mayor of Cape Coast has given us 2,500 acres of land and more if we need it. President Nana Addo and the mayor are saying the children of Africa must come home. They must have a place that they call our home. There could not have been a better place to start this project than the city of Cape Coast. For us to stand on the very soil that our ancestors last stepped foot on before they were taken away across the Atlantic. We want to look at all those slavers and tell them that when it's all said and done, we are the victors. And that while we may have been in the valley, we're now on the mountaintop. When we now say, I own a home in Cape Coast, that I've completed the journey, might have taken us 400 years, but we are back even stronger as children of Africa. I'm asking all of you to make this dream a reality. We don't need to borrow money from anybody. If we pull our funds together, let's let the world know once and for all that we are not beggars. We are not poor people. We're very rich people. The original people. The mothers and fathers of humanity as we know it. May I remind you that they went to Europe looking for the origin of humanity. They couldn't find it. They went to China looking for the origins of humanity. They couldn't find it. They went all over the world looking for the origins of humanity. They couldn't find it until they came to our Africa. The children of Africa are being called upon by President Nana Addo to come back home to Africa, starting with that place that our ancestors last stepped foot on the continent of Africa. This is a beautiful day, my brothers and sisters. This is a beautiful day. And it is a day to be remembered. It is a moment that we must not allow to pass us by. Please join me in thanking President Nana Addo for awarding us this opportunity. Let me finish by reminding all of you that we have a responsibility to fix this world for our children, grandchildren, and generations to come. 20 years from now, when your children are asking you, President Nana Addo gave you an opportunity. President Nana Addo put out a call, a clarion call that was very clear. Took it further, gave us the land, and said, children, come home. 20 years from now, I would hope when your child, your grandchild is asking you, Grandpa, Grandma, did you answer that call? I hope your answer would be, yes, my granddaughter, yes, my grandson, I did answer that call. United with my brothers and sisters, this is what we did about what is wrong with our Africa. This is what we did about what is wrong with our Black race. And this is where we left. And this is where you need to pick up, granddaughter. But that journey, for you to be able to answer that question honestly to your granddaughter and your grandson, that journey begins today. So I'm asking all of you to dig deep. Think about what this means, not only for you, for your children, but for generations to come. This is the beginning of an Africa that's turning over a new leaf. An Africa that's standing up tall and reminding the world once and for all that we are the origins of humanity, and that no more shall we be treated as underdogs. No more shall we be told we are inferior. No, far from it. We are the original people. Without the Africans, without Black people, there would not be other races as we know them. We were before they were. Whether they like it or not, it is the truth. And it is what it is. Let us all stand on top of the mountain and proclaim to the world who we are. The proud, the beautiful, the intelligent, the sophisticated, the highly adaptable, and totally indestructible children of one mother Africa. We got this, and we are going to do it. And Nanado, we want you to know that we have heard your call, and we are going to answer the call. Our ADDI.org, join the movement. Thank you.
Amen. Ashe. Give thanks.
And for those of you who are saying, what next? In exactly 1 month, we are going to be reaching out to all of you for another update on the progress of Wakanda. It will be done on a monthly basis. And by the way, Dr. Taylor, you're supposed to announce a request for suggestions for any people who might have architectural designs to be included in Wakanda. Dr. Taylor, do you have anything to say about that?
Given where we stand at this time, I didn't think we are ready to announce that. We need to be a little more organized so we can give people an idea how to participate. So at the next topic, we'll be
Amira?
Yes, ma'am.
Amira, could you post the email for people who are interested, architects and engineers who are on the line? They are interested, so we can send them over to Engineer Thomas.
Yes, ma'am.